Now it's question time. What do they drive? This week's guest is someone that if you're from the UK, you will have heard her on Choice FM, maybe. But now she's here in the UAE. She's with Radio 1, the #1 hit music station. I am, of course, talking about Selena. How are you doing?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm cool, thank you. Now, look, let's start at the beginning. If someone's just arrived in Dubai or in the UAE and they don't know who Selena is, tell us, who are you?
I'm a radio presenter and a DJ. I do drive time on Radio 1, Sunday to Thursday, 4 till 7. And I also do the weekend drive Fridays, 4 till 7, which is like the warm-up for your Friday night out, whether it's in or out, in fact. But yeah, during the week, I get you home sanely because the roads here are horrible.
Outside of radio, what else do you do? Where do you gig, for example?
So at the moment, I DJ at Dubai Marina Yacht Club. Beautiful, beautiful terrace. I've had a couple of other venues, but as I'm not working there at the moment, I'm not going to tell you about them. But yeah, I'm more of a, to me, radio is my world. I love it.
Is that what it is, or is it Facebook? You've got nearly 5,000 people within one of your groups. Do you really know 5,000 friends?
Yeah, because they're my listeners. So I think, right, when you get somebody call in and you speak to them on the radio and you get some hilarious characters call you up during the show, I spend my time off air, if I'm not obviously working, like preparing something for a link, I'm talking to listeners. I'm having a laugh with listeners. And then when they try to add you on Facebook, it's the nicest feeling in the world.
I want to ask you a specific question now because I've noticed a very beautiful ring on your finger. So I guess behind that beautiful ring has to be a very dashing, handsome man somewhere. So name him. Tell us, who is he?
He is John Emmanuel Claude George Quick, my handsome prince. He is the most amazing man in the world, and we are getting married next year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
How does he feel?
Yes, I have to show the ring off because,
women.
Yeah, but come on, that's a particularly beautiful ring.
How does he feel about your status? I mean, the fact that you are who you are. You are popular, without doubt. Everybody knows who you are in the region. The people who've come from the UK will know you from your previous life over there. How does he feel about having a fiancée and a future wife who is as popular as what you are?
I'm actually lucky because he's really, really supportive. I have to say, like in the past, friends, partners, I've never ever sat there and thought of myself as somebody ridiculously popular or somebody famous. I kind of love what I do. I get on with it. You sit on Facebook, you bounce off people, you have a laugh, and that's always been it. I suppose this is the first thing I've ever done where there's been a camera and a bright light shining on me that's made me go, oh, okay. But I'm really lucky because he supports everything I do, if not encourages me to do more. And I'm sitting there going, no, let's just go to the cinema tonight. And he's like, no, go and do this. He's really encouraging and lovely, which is unusual because, let's face it, we know what men can be like.
Okay, so let's get into the car. First of all, tell us, what is it you drive?
I drive a Toyota Prado.
One of the things about the shoot was, although you're driving that car, which is a nice big 4x4, you kept talking about Mini quite a lot. In fact, there was a big proportion of what you were talking about was about Mini. Selena, explain, please.
Well, okay, right. When I say living the dream, okay, when you move to a country like this, it's either convertible or I wouldn't necessarily say, unless it's a Range Rover Sport, that a 4x4 is living the dream. But it is a car that you do feel safer in. And it's a car that you would never have in the UK because petrol's horrific and it's not here. It's hilarious. My car's never cost me more than 100 dirhams to fill up. I had a Polo, a 1.4 Polo in the UK. And that cost me £50 to fill up, like 47, 48, £50.
So would the Mini fit in the lifestyle here then?
The Mini is me. Look at me. I'm Mini. It's my personality. It's character. It's great. It's wicked. It's like a go-kart. I wanted it when I got here, and I went for the sensible option. I've got a little bit of OCD. I made lists because Mini was a little bit more expensive as well. And when you just moved here, you want to kind of get settled. So I had my lists for the Prado and my lists for the Mini. And all my friends thought that I was completely crazy, and they didn't know me very well. So
your friends thought you were crazy?
Yeah, because I was making lists over a car. Okay. And then I decided to be sensible, and I got the Prado. And I love it, don't get me wrong. Plus you look at it like from a maintenance point of view, it's very reasonable, it drives nice, it's reliable, it looks pretty cool, you can like move house in it, which is really quite handy. It is really quite handy to not have to hire a van. But the Mini, that Mini convertible, that red Mini convertible. Although I can't decide between red and gunshot grey. What do you reckon?
On that note, there's only one thing to do. Let's look at Selena reviewing her car. And please listen carefully. This lady, she knows how to talk.
So my car, this car that I'm driving now, is a Toyota Prado GX. It's silver, as you might have seen from the outside. When I first moved to Dubai, I was debating between a 4x4, because that's definitely something that you can't buy in the UK. I'm from London. So expensive on petrol. I used to have a Volkswagen Polo, and even that was expensive. So 4x4, definitely just a no-go. So I thought, right, let's treat myself to something that I wouldn't normally get. Now, two of the things I wouldn't normally get in London, one is a convertible, because it always rains. The second is a 4x4, for the reasons that I've just explained. After much deliberation, many lists, seriously, I have a bit of OCD when it comes to making lists. I made so many lists between getting a convertible and a 4x4. I decided on getting a 4x4. Then it was down to, I wanted a two-door. So it was between the Mitsubishi Pajero and the Toyota Prado. Apparently, Toyota Prado has got one of the highest resale values in the UAE, which is obviously a good thing, you know, when you're making lists anyway. Obviously things like that do come into it. So Toyota Prado it was. I wanted a black one, but no, I wasn't allowed a black one because apparently sand makes black cars dirty. So for silver, I went my two-door Prado GX, which is what I'm driving now. Now, in all honesty, I've had it for what, just under 2.5 years. Absolutely love it. Drives like a beauty. What else? It drives nice, it feels safe. My wing mirrors are like bigger than me, so I can see everything. My rear view mirror is brilliant. It makes me feel safe at the end of the day, which is a very important thing on roads here. I do the drive time show on Radio 1. All I talk about is traffic, crashes, accidents, collisions, which freaks you out. I mean, you see the types of things that happen on the roads here. They're horrible. So feeling safe is definitely a good thing. Although we have one problem now, just under 2.5 years of having my beautiful Toyota Prado that I do love dearly, I'm bored. I get bored very easily. And now I want my Mini convertible. My Mini convertible was my other choice when deciding if I should get the convertible fun car when I moved here, or the 4x4. Now, I've kind of lived the 4x4 dream. I do love it, I do feel safe, and I do also want a Range Rover. But that's a four-door car, but it's fit. It's really nice. Why a Mini convertible? It's cute, it's fun, it's sexy, and it's me. It represents me, okay? When I was debating and making lists between the convertible and the 4x4, I have to say, out of all the beautiful convertibles on the road in this country that were affordable, and believe me, cars here are a lot more affordable than they are back home, it was the Mini that I wanted. And one of the reasons that I didn't go for the Mini, and you are seriously going to laugh at me when I tell you this, and my fiance will probably disown me for telling you this because it's one of those really embarrassing things. Okay, so you know in a Mini hatchback, well, you might not know this, but they've got the big dial, the speedometer is in the middle, and it's so cool because it's massive, and then they've got the other two little round things next to it. In the convertible, they've got them above the steering wheel, and it doesn't look very nice. However, now, in the new Mini convertible, you've got the big speedometer. So now, I'm back to wanting my Mini. That was actually the turning off point that made me decide on a 4x4 between a 4x4 and a convertible. But now, my heart is set. All I've got to decide between is if I get that charcoal grey colour and be sensible, or I go for what really represents my personality and go for a bright red Mini Cooper-esque convertible. Anyway, for now, it's the Prado, and whatever car comes after this little beauty is going to be a very hard act to follow. It's been brilliant. I mean, I've had barely any trouble
when I say trouble, it's routine servicing, which is really reasonable as well, I might add, and quick. I actually thought it was Adam that I bumped into when I was in the Toyota service room a few months ago, and that's why I agreed to do this feature for him, but it wasn't, it was somebody else. So anyway, that is something you probably don't want to put in the television programme, but I did think it was you, by the way, Adam. Right, so Adam, can we please end this thing now? I'm late for work. You need to tune in to me this afternoon and every day, well, Sunday through Friday anyway, Radio 1's Drive Home, 4 through till 7 in the evening. Okay?